This is Dent Digest, the podcast dedicated to all things painless dent repair. From the latest techniques to cutting-edge tools, we dive into engaging discussions with renowned dent repair experts. Buckle up for industry success stories, tool reviews, and valuable insights from individuals who have mastered the art of eliminating dents without a trace. And now here's your hosts, dent repair gurus Ryan Shutt and Alex Kukulis.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest live show. What's up, Alex?
Not much. Just getting through the week. What about you?
Just getting through the week is the word. Through the word. I'm glad it's Friday. I hate to say that, but I'm glad.
Yeah, tomorrow.
We had some pretty bad. Everything we did. When I looked at the schedule Monday, I was like, what in the hell am I doing to myself? Because it was this one smash, door off, gutted. Next smash, door off, gutted. It was crazy. It's crazy. So, but hey, it's all good. It's what we do.
Right.
What's new in your world?
Not much. I go to a dealer throughout the week a lot, and sometimes I have to bring retail to that dealer if someone wants me to fix their car to the public. And I had this guy come in last week, and my dealer was like, we're kind of worried about this guy. I don't know if we should have his car here.
How did they know about him?
I told them to go through service, so they'd put a ticket on it, and then I'd have to give service like a cut of the job.
No, but how did they know that there was going to be an issue?
Just how he was acting. Like I wasn't there, so it's hard for me to say, but what they told me is he like got on the phone around the truck and started like blogging, like saying some weird stuff, and it just gave him a really weird feeling that because a lot of people will blame damage that was already there on the dealer. Like it happens so much that they put like all these poles up on the drive that will scan your car.
Yeah.
But so I told him, I can't fix the dent to get him out, come get the car.
Yeah.
And he begged me to fix the dent, and I was like, I can't. He wanted me to go to his house, and I just can't do that because it's like a 2-day job. So I gave him a friend's number, a better repair, Jared, and he took on the job and worked on it for 2 days. And the guy came back with his brother that supposedly owns a body shop, and it was like good cop, bad cop at Jared's shop and wanting a discount. And so they were just professional scammers, and it's sad because I gave.
So what did he do?
He basically just took the discount and made him leave, But what would you do if that?
I'd give him his dent back.
You'd kick. That's what me and Jared are talking about today.
I would give him you don't want to pay, I'll give you a dent back. It's a return policy.
I mean, it was a big dent, dude. It's a 2-day job, So on $100,000 Denali dually.
I would not move off the repair. I would keep the price the same.
Yeah.
You refuse to pay, you call the police, and it's,
Well, I know he told them to that he'll, work on it more and finish like whatever areas they were talking, but it looked really good. He sent me a video, and it was like an excuse after excuse, The guy that his brother, I get, supposedly owns a body shop, was like, oh, I do PDR too, so I'll have to finish it.
Then why didn't you do the repair?
Yeah, exactly. But it's just a hard situation,
The world's a weird place right now, man.
Yeah, it is. Has that ever happened to you in your shop?
No.
Because
I fixed it then.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, he did fix it, man.
I'm sure.
He posted it on Real World PDR in that group. So
most of the time we're pretty lucky, man. You know what I mean? You can I'm pretty good at reading the customer, so
Yeah.
we get some that are like, I blow them out of the water. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It happened to me once when I was working at a body shop, at my dad's body shop. I fixed this guy's car. I used to, do handwriting invoice,
Yeah.
handwritten invoice. And I go up to the office to like give him the invoice, and he needed to come. He left when I went up to the office, came back like 3 months later for another dent. I put the dent in the quarter panel. And I was like, I'm not gonna fix your car, but you have 2 dents. My dad was so mad.
Just people, I don't know. It's weird. People are weird, dude. It's sad.
There's Jared right there, hearing me talk about him.
So they got Ants and open house this weekend. That's going on. So you've never been there, have you?
No.
I haven't been to their new location, but it's a great time going to the open house down there. I mean, it is a great time.
Are you going?
No, we're running around. I had a new dent guy start this week, and just trying to get everybody allocated. Just trying to get it worked in, and business is still weird with the bridge being down, but we're working through it. But overall, man, it's dents are still going. I mean, it's not, dents aren't slowing down, and hail's going to happen here soon. So it's
You're predicting it?
I mean, it's the way the weather, it goes from 34 degrees to 83. You know what I mean? All you need is a little storm come through. You're getting it. It's going to happen. So as long as it doesn't happen like directly in my area, I'll be fine. I don't want to get hit in my area.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do if 2010 happened again.
It's a circus, dude. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be good to see everybody in the tool trucks and stuff like that, but it kind of screws your market up for some time. Certainly, like it's different in Colorado and all these places that get hit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't, it just screws the market up, man. Guys stay, and you got more competition, and
right.
But overall, things are good. One dent at a time.
In 2010, when that happened, there was like 10 shops that opened up and stayed and tried to stay here for 2 years, but after 2 years, they were all gone.
Yeah,
it just didn't hail again.
Money.
Yep. Yeah, they thought it was going to hail a lot and be the first, but it didn't happen.
You got any new tools lately?
I do. I'm gonna wait for our guest to get on.
Yeah.
I should say that. I got some new Stanliner tools.
You got a Willie Quick top?
I did. I really like it. It's I went from like the Dent Slayer's original top with the Carbon Tech. What do you call those? The 2B1
mod rails.
Mod rails. And I really like that. I had those on my TDN cart. But the Really Quick is like lower. It's not as high, and it's all cut out for you.
That's good.
It
looked cool. The picture you showed me, because I've got to build another pack out, and
that's the one.
I'm like, Alex, what top? Because I have the same, the 2MB1 one.
Yeah.
The mod rail one. And then Josh has the A1 version of the Dent Slayer pack out, which we don't care for as much.
It's too big.
It's not that. It's the plastic hasn't held up well, like the tool holders and the
Dent Slayer one.
Yeah, the new one that A1 was making. Yeah, it just has these plastic pieces that slide on around the side instead of it being the rail. So with him going in and out of shops, it just hasn't held up very well. So
yeah,
I have the VIP top too, but it was limited to the tools. Ultra tools didn't fit. A lot of the Stanliner stuff didn't fit.
That one's real big, isn't it? Like real wide.
It's not huge. It's not huge, but it's cool that it folds up. So if you need to take it off, it comes off easy and folds up nice. So
that is nice.
But I think the Willie Quick is probably the best option.
I think it is.
you know,
Yeah.
until somebody else comes out with something new.
There's a new
Yeah.
one that hit the internet this week, but it looks really big, and I don't want that in my truck, because for a shop that would be great. What's up, Matt?
Matt's in here. Hey, Matt, I got to send you some pictures. I got a defective umbrella. I'll have to send it to you. You're gonna end up using it on your marketing. So, but I'll get those over to you. Alex saw them, so it's just funny.
It's very funny.
Let's get our guest on, get rocking and rolling with his stuff, because I'm sure we've got a lot to go over, and rock and roll. What's up, Thomas?
Hello, Ryan, Alex.
How you doing?
How are you?
Yeah, doing all right. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Thanks for having me.
So it's
thank you for coming.
It's a birthday too, huh? Sure. It's a birthday over there in the Stanliner world.
That's right. Yeah. So that's actually a double one, because my dad is already turned 72 today, which is May 2nd. And also we considered it 57th birthday of Stanliner.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Is that when he started, like, he had always made his own tools, so that was when he started making tools 57 years ago?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, then, since 1967, he started to be an active technician.
Yeah.
It was a combination at that time, like a body shop with a PDR way as possible. Mm-hmm. So, since then, he started to build his own tools, which has been from steel or from wood. So, that was like, not so fancy how they looked right now, but it was evolution through the decades. Yeah. So that's how it is.
That's cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I wish I had all those tools in my background.
Yeah. Who preventing you?
I don't know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I need to be in retail to afford them.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you have an open house and a tech meetup coming up, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So previous of it, because technically the first Stanliner tool in the States showed up, I would say 2000 or 2001. So that was a very long time ago. However, it was just a few random pieces. So, and if you remember, at that time, it was a forum which was called dording.com. And it was like no any social media like Facebook, Instagram, like we have right now, right? So that was a very, very important source for technicians to share their repairs and the tools and this and that. So so it took quite a time until we brought tools in slightly larger quantities. So our online store was open back in 2014. So today is already, not today, this year is already 10 years, right? Wow. But the activity was not so big, I would say, till 2017 when, we attended some PDR college, if you remember, seminar. And then was a game-changing point, I would say. So since then, the curve always going up and up.
I remember that. That's when I started buying a bunch of your tools.
Yeah. So basically, I will tell you, since 2014, U.S. market started to be our largest market. So every year we selling because it's sometimes I'm asked, so okay, so how many tools you guys selling, right? In the States, because tomorrow we're gonna focus about US mostly, right? Yeah. So I can tell you we're selling more than 1, 2, 3, and 4,000 per year.
Wow.
So a lot.
Yeah.
And you need to understand also that a lot of customers, they are not very active on social media,
Yeah.
They are somewhere in the background, but they appear, you know, they are very good customers,
Mhm.
you know, like, and I mean, and then they doing the everyday things. So yeah. So technically, that's why, like already quite a few years ago, we started to brew idea that we need to establish location direct in our biggest market. So we kind of like thought it might be Florida, but like later on, like we kind of decided at this point for us, Niagara Falls, New York, that would be a very good location. Also keeping in mind that I'm still living in the Canadian side, so I'm commuting to work basically like up to hour 10 minutes, which is not bad, I would say. You know, like technically, if I would go to downtown Toronto, it would take longer for me than to go to Niagara across the border. And yeah, so yeah, so that's what I want. Like, yeah. So regarding the this open house or meetup, right? Like we're calling it meetup. That's will be first time when we invite in our location in Niagara Falls. So,
Now you had a brief run with A1 for a little while here too, correct?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was I believe started in 2017, and I believe finished in 2020.
Yeah.
I will say this about that, the A1 sets, because my buddy had one and I had the snake from you, like the rounded snake.
Mhm.
I don't know what you guys are doing, or like where you guys make them, but your version was just like so much more stout. It had like no flex, and that's what I loved about it. The A1, my buddies had a lot more flex on it.
Well, you know, the tools, like at that time, it was like two sources where the tools were built, right? So it was built by Stanliner Direct, and it was, and it's again some positions, right? And some positions were built by A1. So yeah, so I mean that's why technically both versions met the requirements, but the tools were built by A1. They used American grade steel.
Yeah, I think your steel you use is just unmatched.
Right. Well, you know, like I'm always saying, there are two criteria what makes Stanliner Stanliner.
Yeah.
It's a very unique and very, very efficient design. That's one thing. And another thing, it's a specialty steel what we use.
Yeah, for sure.
So if not going like too much around, so those two criteria, that's what makes Stanliner.
Yeah. So it makes you guys my favorite tool.
Yeah.
Around. So
yeah. So So I mean, yeah, in terms of positions, there are quite a few. Some are considered being in stock, and some are non-stock ones. You know, but I'm always saying you need to understand that every single tool is built by hand. So, you know, piece by piece. And I mean, you know, sometimes you can't rush, sometimes it's out of stock, it takes time. However, right now the situation is getting better because as you guys know, we right now offering tools from the two different locations. So the specifically for US customers, designed online store was open. So I mean, American customers right now can go direct to US store, and just currently, by the way, it's a pretty wide selection of the tools available.
Nice.
I still noticing that a lot of customers still the traffic, the higher traffic still goes to our primarily stanlinertools.com. And I mean, and I'm encouraging people just to scroll down through menu, and then at the very bottom, if you're using your cell phone, you will see an icon which is US store. Just click on it, and you automatically will be redirected to US version of the store.
And then people, like the shipping will be way faster through the US store, right?
Well, the advantage is that, for example, when you're buying from Canada, we're making a split shipments. When you're
Okay.
buying from the States, doesn't matter for which amount you're buying, it still will be shipped for one shot. Unless it's anything is back ordered or we're kind of missing, then we definitely will ship it out on our own expense. But I mean, it's getting, the idea is to get close to your customer. That's what it is. Also having an option, if you wish, you can arrange a timing with us and you can meet us at our store, and just can touch a tools, try it. And, that's also a big deal.
Yeah, that's priceless.
If you look at all your tools over the years, what has been your number one sold tool? Well, if you had to pick one that you would say this is our top tool that we've ever sold, what would it be?
Pirate Hook 27.
Pirate Hook.
Yes. It's still number one.
Really?
I would have guessed the fishtail.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can tell you fishtail is, well, the competition between positions already getting tighter.
Yeah.
Right? But I can tell you still the numbers, like I'm always saying, right? The numbers are not lying, right? So you see the numbers and you see that Pirate Hook 27 is still number one. And keeping in mind that Pirate Hook 27 third generation started, to be offered since 2000, I believe, 18. So here we go.
This is my newest Stanliner tool, and I would say this, I use this every day.
Yeah, it's called that triple bend low base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
you're holding
one of my favorites.
5/16, and it's about 22 inches too.
Yep.
I think mine is a sword.
Yeah.
Well,
mine is a sword. I use a sword a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good tool.
Sword also, any modification of swords, because right now they comes in two heavy duty, which is 1/2 inch diameter, 30 and 40 inches, and then we having a slow bend version, those swords 45, and then we're gonna add a 90 degrees version. So I mean, those who will join us at our tech meetup will be able to get those versions in 1/4 inch and 5/16 as well. So yeah.
I have a set of your smaller swords, and I mean they're amazing.
Yeah.
For the front of hoods and
those great in power.
Yeah.
Very, very controlled. 100%.
Now Josh is asking, are you against adding hubs to certain tools?
Yeah, very common question. Very common. So the thing is, why we keeping position as we keeping it, right? And we saying, look, here is the thing. Stanliner tool, it's not only the tool which is designed to be used as a direct pusher or twister tool. There are other techniques attached to the tool. So if you're looking for if you're looking at the tool as a door tool option only, then I don't have any problem saying, okay, just cut it and get a hub. It's all fine, completely fine. However, if you want to use a tool for the other applications, for example, reverse blending, especially, right? Yeah. When one solid piece, no movement at all, it's very crucial to make it right, to make to utilize technique in full potential. Then no any loose at the section of the handle shouldn't be occurring. So that's why we're saying, look, that's one thing. Another thing, if you're doing any kind of, let's say, a rolling, right? Again, same thing, or dragging. So stability, that's what's very important. I might be a little bit, behind what's the market offering right now in terms of the adjustable handles. However, what I tried a year ago or so, all of them have a little bit of play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They all do.
I mean, and I understand that even if you are they are definitely CNC machined, I believe, right? So I mean, but still some play exists. So again, for us, we're seeing it that, still it's up to you. That's why we're keeping this position. It might be changed based on, again, what market gonna offer, right? But right now, if I answer the question about, the hubs.
Yeah. I cut, man, 2018. I cut like 3 tools and put the Ultra hub on it,
That's
and I wish I didn't.
but
I
yeah,
wish
like
I never did that
some
because it's different.
yeah, some technicians saying, look, it's convenient for me because like when I'm putting a tool in the van, right? So those handles kind of, like it just creating a mess and this and that, and I want to line up my things, and I got it. I understand, but like I said, it's up to you. Like, yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's your tool, right? So,
what is the dates of your event? What are people going to give us a little sneak peek of what's
right.
going to happen?
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Well, okay, so first of all, the day for Stanliner meetup is May 18th, which is Saturday. So it starts at 10 a.m. So we kind of like thought, okay, so most likely if somebody will show up, Friday, so, like you just kind of, like getting a good sleep, taking a breakfast, and later on just coming to our place. And I mean, I also want to mention that it's Niagara Falls, it's it's a small place, but it's also have like a lot of hotels all around, right? So like the address of ours is like listed on our Facebook. I also like will repeat here. But I mean, we are located at a 2-story building, and we on the 2nd floor. So I mean, there is no our sign on the building at this time. But as you will see, it's the company is called CBI USA. CBI USA. So I mean, yeah, and I mean, it's a like we see a lot of potential in the building right now. Our space is not huge; it's about 1,000 square foot. But I mean, for now, that's how much we need, and based on the needs, there are always potential. So the location itself is like on like kind of attached to the pretty busy street, and it's like a bunch of restaurants, stores, like businesses, this and that. So I mean, it's not in the downtown area. So we actually like 5 miles away from the actual falls. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So what's like basically what I want to mention, why we encouraging you to visit us, because I mean, we're gonna offer the wide selection of our tools, and those who are like very rare or never been offered before. So that's one thing, right? Later on, it's like learning Stanliner techniques and improving your form, right? So because it's gonna be like one-on-one guidance. We have demo tables, right? Like so those who already like stopped at our booth, and you guys know that we're always having a few demo tables. That's gonna be the same. However, the MTE is always kind of like you can't. I believe it will be like more intimate, right? So
yeah.
You are less stressed, and I mean, you can just spend more time with a person. And again, I need to mention, which is I believe important for some, that it's a free of charge event, right? So I mean, everyone is welcome, and like your expenses are your travels, right? I mean, we definitely gonna start with the donuts and coffee, right? And I mean, we will serve some some lunch, and at the end of the day, which is might be 5, might be 6, might be 7, based on the traction and based on the interest, then I guess we will drive towards the falls. For those who never been, I think it's just a super. I remember myself when I first time saw falls. Oh, it's super spectacular view. Yeah.
Wow.
So we also brewing idea. If will be interest, we might just go across the bridge, which is like a few minutes, and go to Canadian side. And I mean, because the whole bus is in Canadian side, and it's like I would say like a micro Vegas, right? Like lighting, this and that. So it's a kind of to have some fun over there. And I mean, on Sunday, everybody going home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an idea. And
I
yep.
definitely
most
like
of you-
the
Go ahead.
smaller events because they are more intimate. You get to talk to everyone and
Mhm.
meet,
That's right.
you get to know everyone. And if you're showing techniques, you get to learn way more than at MTE with 30 people right behind you.
No,
You know?
I agree, and I think that it's a very, very great opportunity for a lot of technicians.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
doesn't matter which level you are, because like it's how to say, it's always like a sharing your knowledges with each other. That's what's
Mhm.
happening, right?
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
mean, also, like besides the tools, we actually planning to have a lights. We're planning to have a lights. That's a completely new stuff for us, right? And I
You're
mean,
gonna have Stanliner lights.
no, it's not a
Oh.
Stanliner lights. It will be Stucky lights.
Stucky lights.
Yes,
Okay.
because I just want to say one thing, which is those who following us very closely, they might listened already, but like Stanliner always how to say, like giving a share for the market, for the community where they operate. And I can tell like in some of our projects, which we already playing in the background, we involving some US companies in it, and also in terms of the cooperation. So like I said, Stucky will be our partner in terms of we're gonna offer daylights through our sales channels. And I mean, because we really believe they're making a great product.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it, and we definitely will look at the other products, and we will have, like we're looking forward to offering it for those who wants to combine Stanliner tools and buy anything from the other company from the same source. So yeah, that's what's happening. It's nothing new. We talked about it long time ago, but the good things takes time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Things take time. So
Now, what? I know you have a whole crew of guys. Or is everyone coming? Who's coming to the event?
definitely not everyone, because like Village, it's too far away.
Yeah.
But Renadas, our technician from Ireland, he is coming for sure. And Israel from New York City is coming for sure. And most likely Juan Bachetta from PDR 360 from Florida also join us. Most likely Scott from Wisconsin will show up as well. And not exactly sure, still not confirmed about S from New Hampshire. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not far away. Hopefully he will join as well. Yeah, because another thing which I want to mention, that at the time of the show, we're gonna announce about the starting to take reservations for Stanliner training. Yeah.
That's in the US?
In the US, right. In the US and in Canada as well.
Wow.
And in Canada as well. That's also a very, very long overdue. However, same thing. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so things are rolling, but again, for those who are kind of like not sure, would want to know more, this and that. So I believe it's a very, very great opportunity. Very great opportunity. Especially I just checked like those who are not planning to fly, but just think, oh, how far away. So I just checked like New York City, for example, 6.5 hours drive. Cleveland, only 3 hours. Pittsburgh, 3.5. Philly 6.5, Baltimore 6.5 as well, Detroit 4 hours, Chicago 8.5, Indianapolis 8 hours. So technically, it's not bad.
No,
not bad at all. It's up to you guys, like what's how seriously you're gonna take, But I would jump in the car and drive.
Yeah.
So
for me, it'd be 3 days. I'd have to fly.
Yeah. For you, it's
I'd have to
Arizona.
You drive like a granny anyway, so it would be 3 days.
Hey, I don't have any accidents yet, so
So yeah, so I guess what's
Do you have any tools that are gonna launch there that you can share with us? Give somebody a sneak peek.
Well, not today. Not today. We're
Ooh.
gonna, because I mean the only thing which I gonna show, that's a new position which is called question mark. So question mark. I even don't have here the 40 inches half-inch diameter version, which has been the hottest item at our previous MTE.
Yeah.
But this position will be available at the time of the meetup. Also, it will be offered online as well at that time. Yeah, so I'm intentionally kept a stock for it. However, it's all in the States currently, so I mean, just can show you this.
How do you use that?
Okay, so let me. That's a very good question. Okay, so you're seeing these two tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a pirate hook. This is a question mark. So the pirate hook moves metal in lines, as you see, right? So with a tip, like you can do a direct pushing, or when you're doing rolling, let's say, or dragging, you're still making application in line. So the question mark, it's overwrapping the dent. In moves the metal in half moons. That's why we calling it a very, very great tool for hail damage, because imagine this is your center, right? And you just shrinking the metal from sides. That's a very, very interesting application and very, very efficient application. Yeah.
It's an awesome tool.
Yeah, so this is a 3/8 diameter. It comes in 5/16 diameter, in 1/4 inch, and as well in a 1/2 inch. Very, very, very good investment, because again, direct pushing, basically rolling, goes from tip to heel, but in half moon way. Also, you can do dragging with the tool. That's your contact zone, very top one, right? Also, you can do a reverse blending. You can use a side, you can use the heel. Same, a lot of usage. However, the application is different, approach is different. That's what's magic about the question mark tool. Also, the way how it's shaped, you can sneak in through the wire harness, through the access holes, the smaller ones in wire harness. However, the requirement is simple, right? If your tool is a 3/8, your hole needs to be larger than 3/8.
Yeah.
So, or 1/2 inch larger than 1/2 inch.
So when I got the small one at MTE, and I have the mini pirate hook, but I'm always using that question mark now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just smaller movements, but
you like it?
I like it a lot. It does a really good job.
Yeah,
keeps everything really clean.
I see a lot of potential in this version. That's why, and honestly, I will tell you, this version first time showed up, but never reached the stage of selling, because like my guys just took it and you know, like unfortunately, but it was back in 2019 in Vegas. So I mean, you know, like I'm saying, you know, like those positions which we releasing, you know, like it's not just like appear yesterday, you know, and some of them went through a lot of stages of evolutioning. So I mean, like 1/4 inch, those ones, right? The flat tip snake. We had a version of the flat tip snakes like a long time ago, like I would say like those back and forth, like 2014. And later on, we kind of preferized the sharp tip snake and rounded head snake instead of flat one. But later on, like we thought that we should bring them back, because, you know, like for those who likes to see it, okay, this is flat, and I mean, I see like more contact zone in it. That's exactly what it is, you know. So any version of the flat tip snakes are very, very popular on, you know, the longer, more heavy duty rods between the hail chasers, the small ones, like really, you know, through the Dordingers, and, you know, and same same heel chaser through the small holes. But you know, like, yeah, when you need the power and control, like that,
Yeah.
it's unbeatable.
Now, Josh is asking for someone that doesn't have any stand liner tools, which is the first ones he should get?
That's a good question.
All of them.
No, I mean, depends what you're looking for, right? Like, for example, if you're looking to get a feeling how smooth it's pushing, so let's say even the regular sharp tip snake, it's a beautiful piece. It's a very beautiful piece. When you just pushing, even if you have a crease, let's say you can do a lot of small pushes and it's not going to be any stitching points, no any ups and downs. That's the magic. The only thing what you need to look at, you know, you need to adjust your pushing power. That's another beauty, right? You don't need to use so much power and you're saving on your shoulders a lot. So let's say the Crane Universal, definitely a great starting tool as well. You know, it's been for a long time, but still very, very popular one. If you want to feel a rolling technique, right? Like what it's about, this rolling technique. So I mean, definitely same pirate hook, right? Shines a lot of. You can like those rolling spoons also, you know, like pretty self-explanatory. But I mean, it's a phenomenal tool as well. Really depends. So I mean, you know, I'm saying like hard to recommend just one single tool, right? I mean,
I would say the rolling spoon for sure.
Or the pirate hook. Pirate hook.
Sword. Rolling spoon, sword, and fishtail.
Oh, the fishtails, yeah. But again, really depends what's a technician looking for, right? Like that's why again, this type of meetup, that's an eye-opening, right? Because you're trying, you're getting hands-on, then it's way more easier to decide like what you want to start from, I would say. And those beauties from this line 45, right? Those are very, very nice pieces.
I talked praying dent removal into buying those at MTE, and a month later he called me to thank me.
Yeah,
he got those.
Definitely. This line, you know, it's picking up. Again, like sometimes it takes time, you know, because like definitely the best, like when one technician buying and recommending for other, you know, like a word of mouth, it definitely works very, very great. And I mean, but what we can guarantee that it's definitely a power, again, quarter inch, but it's very powerful. This side is for soft pushes. This side is for sharper one for finishing. I mean, again, through the access holes shines.
This tip, the sharp side, when I have like quite a bit of cleanup work, I can move real fast and not worry about how aggressive it is because it's sharp but not aggressive.
Right.
That's why I love this tool, this universal tool.
Well, I believe it's that's what the magic about stand liners, that you know, like they approaching the dent like pretty gentle, even being sharp, but it's like that's what it's been told through the years, right? It's like having a soft and sharp to a tip in one, two in one. You know, that's kind of like, but you need to feel it. You know, that's I mean, I always saying if you don't have any tool, right? So just buy one. Okay, let it be Crane Universal, right? And I mean, try the tool, play with the tool. And the general rule, if you're making a high spots, it means you're using too much power. That's a very, very common thing. Very common. So I mean, adjust your power accordingly. You know, like if you're using not enough power, nothing gonna happen, right? So I mean, adjust it, and then your muscles obtaining a new memory code. It takes a few days, and that's it. And then you're not thinking, same like driving a stick, right? You are not saying, now I'm gonna make a, you know, 1, 2, right? You're making it just like machine, and that's it. And then it goes smooth. So I guess that's what I can say.
Yeah. It'll be harder for Ryan to adjust that because he's sponsored by Toll Cut.
Hey, but they look good when they leave.
Yeah. I have a couple buddies here that have asked me how I fix a dent on the edge, like by the bumper. And every time someone asks me that, you go by the sword tool, 40-inch sword tool, because it pushes so clean. And if you can, know how much power to push, you won't get an aggressive high, and it'll come out really clean.
Yeah, I think mine is half inch.
Yeah,
Half inch.
yeah. Because used to be like mostly we offered half inch. Yeah, right now it's more. I mean, more different.
Do you have
options. Yeah.
Did you bring back that rounded snake or sword tool? The rounded one, it was like 3/8.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see, here's the thing. Even keeping in mind that we so drastically increase the production, we still are not reaching a stage with this tool, but we definitely will make it. We definitely will make it because it's a little bit more specialized. You see, like again, that's the thing. Like I'm, like technically a lot of people saying, oh, I know how to do it, but from like looking at all those like MTEs or any kind of a meetups or so, I see that it's not like really the way, right? And I mean, but that's why like having an opportunity by somebody really like high skilled in it, right? Like how to use the tools in full potential. So use the opportunity to listen them, right? Like they're gonna explain you, like, are you using it too aggressive, for example, which again, very, very common, right? Are you using it full potential? Again, the rolling or combination of the techniques. For example, you mentioned the fishtails, which are super popular tools of ours, right? So the fishtails itself, usually technicians seeing just a tip being an active zone, right? The very end of the tip. However, like when you're using fishtail, let's say on aluminum, so you twisting a handle and you moving the metal from tip to heel, to heel, and also at the same time in twisting, you also walking towards yourself. You see? So I mean, you basically crossing the whole dent area in terms of twisting and walking, two techniques combined. Also, yes, but if I want to use only a tip, of course you can use only a tip. But again, the whole point is to get the maximum from your investment, right? From your tooling. And I mean, again, to finish the repair in the shortest time possible. So that's your goal. Because like if you extending the whole your career, right? So in spending so much time, so you're gonna say, okay, I start to feel kind of already hurts all over at age 40, or it might be another 5 years on the top. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. It's a very, very big deal. But but the thing is that those, I believe, those are the most fortunate who are capable to learn from the other experience, not from their own.
What you're saying about the fishtail, that's why I like the question mark so much, because I was rocking the fishtail. I'd use every part of that fishtail. It's awesome, but the question mark is very good for that too.
I also want to mention about those, like, because telling about the tip only, so it's only a part of the usage, right? But again, if you're anchoring the tip, right, and you can lift the handle up, and you see the curve move the metal in such a way, like more in bulk. So I mean, why are we calling it U45? It's a kind of a strange name, right? But again, because like all tip comes in 45 degree as well, the base of the tip came from our so-called door universals, which is having a big wave, big curve, right? So again, when you're anchoring the door universal tool tip, so you can move a lot of metal with big curve. That's what makes like very, and also it's very forgiving. It's not aggressive. You're not making a certain like a pokes, right? Which later on you need to clean up. So you approaching in very gentle but very powerful like move of the metal. That's the thing. Like the general rule of rolling technique is like to drag the metal in all directions per one shot, right? Instead of poking it and later on, like knocking it down And I mean,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, you need to do a flowing horizon, right? That's
Yep.
what you need to do.
Yeah.
So again, so when you like pushing the metal to all directions, right? So this kind of a heel becomes like a,
Yeah.
or you just slightly also you're pushing the molecules all the way to all directions, and even if it's a hole, right? So it's just kind of become a lifting up, right? I mean, that's the idea of rolling spoon. However, when you have just a very finishing, then you can use anything. For example, more sharper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that about your tools, because then I could finish a dent by knocking down or blending.
Yeah.
If I roll it
exactly.
all up, I finish it knocking down.
Yeah.
And
So I'm
I
sorry.
learned tonight about the tip, burying the tip and using. See, I never
the
did that
edge.
with that tool. So
Yeah, another magic about the reverse blending technique, which we calling samurai, right? So it's that basically, okay, definitely the most efficient way of utilizing the reverse blending technique. It's a heavy tool, right? So I mean, let's say, because it's automatically, the bounce is more like, how to say, like more aggressive, I can see, right? Like more power in it. However, what's happening when you're bumping the metal from inside, it's like bumps up and settles down to the right level. That's what it's about. So like, for example, when you can use this tool, or you can use a sword using a reverse blending technique, right? This way. And I mean, what's happening, so it's a shortcut to create an orange peel. Yeah. So I mean, like I'm always saying, that you need to, that's what our motto says, right? Work smart and not hard. You need to analyze your repair. You need to analyze what you're using for specific repair and try to find a shortcut.
makes sense.
Keeping it, these tools just keep it so clean. There's not much to clean up after you use them, once you get to know them.
Once you get to know them, exactly right. However, if you're just a beginner at the starting point, it's completely fine to use them just pushing and twisting, right? This is like a stage A. When you're ready, go to stage B. Utilize those advanced techniques, and definitely, you will see a benefit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's how I started using your tools, just normal. And I fell in love with them. And then I think I met you in 2019. You're like, I know you buy a lot of tools.
Yeah. Time is flying so fast, guys, huh?
I know.
Yes. I feel like we lost time from 2019 to now. You know what I mean? I feel like that time period of the pandemic just
5 years ago
blew.
Right.
So where can people get more information about the tech meetup? Is it on your website, social media?
Yeah, so you can go to our Facebook page, which is Stanliner PDR Tools. Stanliner PDR Tools. This is still our number one social media outlet. Also, the information is available on our Instagram. Also, I want to mention, because I believe it's very important, regarding the shopping. So right now, you have ability to shop from 2 different stores, which is one based in Canada, online store. One it's based in Canada, another based in the States. So I mean, if you in US, definitely will take a look at the US version, because currently it's way more tools available at US store than in Canadian store. However, you always have both options open, because the carrier still will be the same. It's UPS. In terms of the timing, it's also would be very, very similar based on my experience. Because like one it would be shipped from Toronto, another one would be shipped from Buffalo, New York. So what else? Also, how to find it. Also, to mention it once again, from the menu, you just, if you're on cell phone, just scroll down all the way, and you will see icon which says US store, right? So you just click on it. and you automatically will be redirected. There is another way, which I don't want to confuse too much, but it's also like our like primarily web, it's stanlinertools.com. But if you would go stanliner.com, you automatically will be redirected to US store.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just do stanliner.com, not stanliner tools.
Stanliner.com, you automatically at US store. If you go into stanlinertools.com, then you would hit Canadian version, and then you need to click on the option US store.
Okay.
Yeah, two ways to reach the store. So yeah.
And then how about your tech meetup? Dates for that again, just so the people that just came in.
So Stanliner Tech Meetup is on Saturday, May 18th. Starts at 10 a.m. Saturday, May 18th. It starts at 8 a.m. If you guys have any questions, so please call me when you're going to contacts, right, at stanliner.com. Click contacts, and you will see the address as well. The number, as well as the number, US number, right? So like for those who don't have any plan to call out to overseas numbers, you don't need so. You will reach a local, Buffalo number, and I'll be glad to, I'll or somebody else will provide you all information. And again, this event is free of charge, so we're just looking forward seeing you guys, and you definitely will have a good time, and and a scoop of skills, right? Which is
Thomas says free tools for everyone that comes. I'm just kidding. I don't
know, but I can tell you, we definitely will do a drawing.
Really?
I mean, definitely will be something more interesting, that to keep you guys excited. And I mean, yes.
I think the value of just being one-on-one with Stanliner guys learning how to use these tools properly is priceless.
I think so.
It totally is.
I think so. Let me tell you, Alex, as example, like I received a call before the MTE from one of the technician based in Melbourne, Australia, right? And we started to chat, and after our conversation, he said, like, what do you think, like, what my starting point? And I said, look, the MT is approaching. If I would be you, and if I would look at the thing so seriously as you explaining me, I would just buy a ticket and go. It's quite a few dollars in it, but I said, look, this is a way how the things works, right? You need to invest some money to get back, right? So I mean, he ended up in buying a lot of tools, and he's very happy. His revenue went up very, very drastically, drastically. And I mean, and I'm talking about the guy from another side of the world, right? And right now, talking about just driving distance or flying distance within a country, it's completely, I think it's makes sense, right?
Yeah, so, you have to invest in yourself to grow in anything.
100%, 100%.
It's definitely worth it.
And the technicians who gonna guide you, those been in Stanliners, for a long time. They know the way. They can identify. Also, if you will be at the point that, okay, I want to go further, right? I want to book my training, right? So I mean, then you will definitely get 100%, like an individual approach for 5 days, right? So I mean, it's another level. So it really depends on you. Like I always saying, you can learn from the free sources. You might be a guy who catching everything so fast, right? But if you feel that you need it, because like we all learning, right? Like, and we're gonna learn till the end of our last day, right? That's how it is. And
so you guys are training in New York now, Niagara Falls?
No.
Okay.
And those trainings, that's also a good point to mention, that the first location will be offered in Palm Beach area in Florida.
Okay.
And another one will be offered in Vancouver, BC. So for those who lives in West Coast, I believe it's up to you. If California, I would say Vancouver, it's more comfortable, like more convenient location. But those who are like, wants to go, spend some time, in sunny Florida, that's another option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those will be held in our partners' locations, in the shops, right?
Mhm.
And Niagara location, that will serve as a shipping hub, also as a like walk-in hub for by appointment only, and later on we'll see how the things go. So that's again, like going and evolutioning through the stages.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Thomas, I really appreciate you coming on. I want to give you a compliment, because I remember like 5 or 6 years ago, you were super nervous to get on live shows, and you've done really well. You
Thank you,
really, really got comfortable, and it's been nice to watch you kind of evolve there. So
Thank you
it's
so
good.
much. I think it's the same evolution, right?
Yep.
Hey.
Ryan still says I'm nervous.
You should get better on everything. Ryan, I will tell you, I remember back in 2017 when I was at the position to talk, to start talking between, like, in front of like 200 guys plus,
Yeah.
So I even don't remember how I started.
Yeah.
I was so scared that, but like, it's the things changing, right? And me,
Yeah.
like a few months and I'm turning 50,
Getting old.
Yeah, so getting older, right? So yeah, but
Okay.
again, thank you so much for having me and for opportunity to share the news, right? And I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully some of your audience will find it being beneficial.
Yeah.
And again, looking forward seeing everyone, and make it happen. It's not happening every day, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think it's really cool because you're going to be showing all that free technique at there as well. So I mean that's worth the trip.
Yeah. Again, work smart and not hard.
Yep.
Thomas, have a great night. Say hi to your father, please.
I will. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
Alex.
you for coming on.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Should be a pretty good event.
Yeah. I wish I could go.
Why can't you?
This month I just can't
It's
do
3
it.
days to drive here. It's no big deal. Then you can
not
just come
driving
down
for
and see
3
me in 6 hours.
Yeah.
Well,
You just-
Alex, you have a great night. I'm
Yep.
going to go to bed and figure it out tomorrow and rock and roll. Keep it real. Be safe out there. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And we will see you next week. We'll do a Mother's Day edition. And go from there. You guys have a great night. Alex, sleep tight.
I gotta
we
eat
will-
dinner. It's only 7 here.
Oh my gosh. Bye. You guys have a great
Yeah,
night.
bro.
Keep it real. See you
Bye.
next week.
Thanks for listening to Dent Digest. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more information or to connect with your hosts, find them on social media at RPS Dent Specialist and at Arizona Paintless Dent Repair. If you found value in today's episode, please share with others. And until next time, this has been the Dent Digest Podcast.